Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my update for my Project Pan. So that is a series I do here on my channel where I pull in pretty much a full face of products and try to use them up to completion. I'm going to talk about my progress, where I think I am. We do have a roll-in today. And overall, I'm really happy with my progress and I love doing this project. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get into it. All right. I feel like I've gotten into a pretty good groove with my Project Pan items. Some of these have been in here for a long time. Some of these have been in newer, but I feel like I'm at a good spot of giving these a decent amount of love every month and actually seeing some progress. It's very motivating for me. I have only been doing project panning for maybe 2 years or so, and I'm having so much fun. So we're going to talk about my usage. I'm going to insert in some photos for some of the products, but let's just get into it. I like to go in order of application, not the oldest products to newest, like as far as they've been in the project, but we'll talk about it. So I'm going to start with my primer, and it is my Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. Here it is right here. Don't love a glowing primer. I talk about this every single time. I'm going to try not to repeat myself too much just in case you watch all my updates. You don't have to hear me say the same thing over and over, but I am trying to get all my glowy primers kind of out of my collection and really minimize that. I rolled this in November of 2024. I used it 18 times this past month for a total of 85 times since rolling it into this project. I will pretty much use this every single time I do my makeup, except if I'm doing a foundation review and wear test, which I have done a lot this past month. So my usage is a little bit lower than normal. Usually I'm like in the 20 range. I would say I've worn makeup probably almost every day. Maybe once or twice I didn't wear makeup. So to see the number 18, I'm a little bit surprised, but I know I've been doing a lot of foundation reviews. So I actually put a spatula down here and scraped the sides and found out that this packaging actually isn't opaque like I thought. You can kind of see where I scraped around there, and this is where I'm at right now. I don't mark this every month because I thought this was an opaque packaging. And surprise, it just clings to the walls. So even though my line's right here, I will still have all this product to try and get out. Luckily, it's kind of like a dropper style, but this top is really easy to just kind of get off. And yeah, it's okay. Like, I've gotten used to using it. Not my favorite. It's not super glowy. To me, it's just an extra moisturizing step. So I haven't minded using this, but I definitely wouldn't repurchase it, especially for like the Elemis price. Now my next grouping of products is kind of like my concealer category. I have 3 concealers. I need to kind of lower this number, but my first one's kind of my color corrector. It is the Benefit Boiing Brightening Concealer in 2 medium. Also kind of pretty much use this every single day, except when I'm doing foundation reviews. I rolled this in October of 2023. I'm a slow panner. So it is what it is. I know there's some people can finish products faster than others, but comparison's the thief of joy. I try not to compare myself to other panners. I use them as organically as I can, as often as I can. So I use this 19 times in the past month. So on par with the 18, that also tells me that my foundation reviews have kind of been impacting me using this for a total of 379 times since rolling it into this project. Are you ready to see what this looks like? Because it actually has really noticeable progress. Here's what it's looking like. So as you can see, I've like cleared out this side here, and now I'm just going to kind of start working my way around. I've noticed that this isn't like an angular jar, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't go down and then kind of have the bottom of the jar. It really curves in there. So there's not as much product on the sides as I think. I definitely still have a long way to go with this color corrector, but I think that it's going to be done sooner than I'm hoping. We'll see. Maybe I don't know. This might still last me the rest of the year. It just might. I do really like this product. They don't make it anymore, unfortunately. I have 2 or 3 color correctors in backup. Clearly, I don't need to do that if this one color corrector is lasting me 2 years. So I would like to eventually just get to 1 color corrector, but for now, this works really great. Again, really like it. It's nice and creamy. I don't think it's too peachy. It doesn't affect my concealer too much. I've been noticing my dark under eyes I feel like getting more and more prominent, but there's nothing I can really do about that except for sleep more, and I'll sleep when I'm dead. So there's that. The next concealer that I have is actually the oldest product in my Project Pan. I have had this since I started my Project Pan. It was in my introduction. It is the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. Pulled this in September of 2022. You heard me correctly. September 2022, and it has less progress than the Benefit. The Benefit has a whole year less than this Nars, but you need so little of it. It is very pigmented. I have the shade Vanilla. I used this 20 times this last month for a total of 313 uses. I do give the disclaimer every single time that the first year I was doing Project Pan, I wasn't tracking my uses. So this is a whole year of untracked uses, but I mean, we're getting there. I do use this almost every single day as well. After I go in with my color corrector, I'll get a small kind of concealer brush and just kind of conceal around my nose here. Any kind of spot concealing I need to do, like I kind of had this like red, it wasn't really like a blemish, but kind of a blemish, like right here. So I use that to spot conceal today. Really have come to love this product and using it in my routine. I do have a backup of this. So again, like this just needs to get out so I can roll this in, and clearly I do not need to purchase a backup of this because it'll last me forever. Now my actual concealer that I use under my eyes as a typical concealer is another pot concealer because I hate myself. It's the RMS Uncover Concealer in 11. I rolled this in July of 2024. It's one of my newer products into my Project Pan. I used this a total of 15 times this past month for a total of 109 uses. Now last month, I actually hit the bottom of the jar and I've really just been expanding it. I am very happy and surprised with the progress of this concealer. I thought this was going to take me much longer. Granted, like it's still taking me a long time. We're a couple months shy of the 1 year, but I really thought this was going to take me much longer comparing to the Benefit and the Nars. So I think I'll actually have this for sure finished before the Benefit or the Nars. I think I'll have this finished around July, like exactly the 1 year mark, because I've expanded the pan quite a bit. And like even on the sides here, it's gotten quite low because I've been trying to like focus on lowering the level evenly, not just like expanding the pan. I did today like go in the center to really try and clear up that product so you could see the pan a little bit better, but I do normally kind of go on the edges and use it that way. This is an okay concealer, don't love it. Honestly, it's very emollient, very shiny. I have to set it with powder, but for now, it's getting the job done. It's one of the oldest concealers in my collection, which is why I wanted to get it out. Now we move on to foundation. This is my favorite luxury foundation. It might have been overthrown, overthrown words. Sometimes I hear everyone saying that when I'm watching their videos, like words escape them. It's true, it really is. I feel like I'm actually an articulate person, but then I get on camera and I can't think of the word. I go back to edit and I'm like, you idiot. Like that was a very easy word to think of. That was a whole tangent. But the foundation that I have is the Very Valentino Light Lasting Perfecting Foundation in the shade LN4. I am wearing this today. I'm wearing most of these products today. Everything that I'm wearing is listed down in the description box below. But I rolled this in November of 2024. Used it 10 times this past month. A little bit low for me, honestly. Only like I said, I was doing foundation reviews. I was testing foundation reviews. I was really trying to clear out my stash of all the foundations that I had kind of in my speed review drawer. So this got neglected. I did at least get 10 uses, which is kind of my soft goal as far as my Project Pan items. If I can get 10 uses, I'm happy about it. So I did reach that 10 use mark, and I have 57 uses total on this since rolling it in. It was practically brand new when I rolled it in. Here are my progress marks. So I was able to make a new mark today, and you can see that my mark, like my line markings, are a little bit bigger. This was a couple months use because I rolled this in, what I say, November, and I only have 4 line markings, so I haven't been marking this every single month. In the winter time, it wasn't really settling down. I couldn't see where it was, so that's why they're a little bit sporadic. But this is where I'm at now, and this was the last update. So this is 1 month of progress. I'm really happy with this progress because now that we're in April, I've actually kind of gotten a little bit of sun, very small amount, but this actually matches me much better now. In the winter time, I was having to mix this foundation with a lightener. I always mix it with this. This is the Dior Claire's Illuminating Supple Blemish Cream. It's a very, very light. And this isn't in a project, but I'm actually down to here because I've been using this so much as a lightener during winter. Really like that combination, by the way, but I don't have to do that anymore. Very exciting. So we should be seeing better progress on this. I was thinking this was going to last like another 6 months or so, but based off of that, it'll probably be another 6 months. I usually use a pump, maybe a pump and a half when I do my foundation. I tend to go a little bit light-handed, especially because I have a powder, but I'm at least happy. Like, I think that I'll see more progress since I'm not mixing it. Very much like this foundation. That's why I wanted to prioritize it. Even though it is one of the newer foundations in my collection, I didn't want it to get neglected, and that's why I pulled it in. Now for powder, this is, I think, no, it's not the newest item, but it came in February of 2025, a couple months ago. It is the Lancome Absolue powder, Radiant Smoothing Powder in Ecru Light. This is 10 grams of product. It is going to take me a while. I don't use too much powder. I do use powder, but I try not to over powder. This is a really nice powder. It does darken my foundation just a little bit. I like it on its own, actually, if maybe I'm feeling a little bit lazy and don't want to go in with like the whole spiel of underpainting, doing all that. I can just use a primer and then use this kind of on top. Really nice. I don't know. I don't really think I can make a new mark. I maybe could, but nah, I'm not going to. Well, maybe I could. Maybe I could. So I used this 13 times this past month for a total of 44 times since rolling it in. Here was last month's progress, and here is this month. So I am gonna mark it. Just because I can usually not remember if I mark things every month or not. I've been trying really hard to focus in on this powder because if not, I won't use it and it'll kind of just stay in here forever. I would like to get this out. It is an older product in my collection. I mean, they don't even make this anymore. So there's my new line compared to my old line. Not that much progress, but 13 uses. I don't think that that's that bad of movement. It's going to be in here for a while, though. It's going to be in here for a while. Get used to seeing it. Now we go into my cheek products here. I do have cream and powder. I do plan on kind of lowering that. I'm sorry, like I put tape here because this blouse, even though I love it, I feel like it opens up a little bit. So hopefully I don't flash you. For my cream and powder cheek products, I do want to maybe diminish this category a little bit. I think I have 15 products and I'd like to get closer to 10. Anyways, let's talk about my cream trio. This has a bronzer, blush, and highlight. It is the Hourglass Sheer Illume Trio. I rolled this in October of 2023. It's been in here for quite some time now. I used it 18 times this past month. I'm also very excited to show this to you. I was really, really hoping I was gonna have a better surprise, but I'm still very happy with the progress. So when I say 18 times, just so you know, I use all 3 of these in conjunction. So the total is the same for each pan. I have a total of 210 uses on each pan. The bronzer I was so hoping was going to be done. Look how little of product I have left. I am really happy with the blush progress. I'm happy with the highlight progress. I actually think I'll be done with the highlight before the blush. We'll just have to wait and see. This is very pigmented. I use this for underpainting, so I can kind of use a little bit more product than maybe I would use if it was over my makeup. Really like this, grown to love this. I mean, I've had this in and been using it consistently for almost 2 years now. I'll be a little bit sad when it's gone. Kind of want to purchase the Auric Mirage palette, I think, but I'm gonna stop myself. I want to finish some other cream products first. I already know what bronzer I want to pull in after this. I think I'm gonna stick to just cream products in this project pan since they go off a little bit quicker and take out the powder products. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think this will definitely be done next month. I did kind of move, you'll see the progress photos, but I did move the product over just so it was easier to pick up, and that's been really helping me a lot. For some reason, my blush brush kind of goes in this section here. I've tried to like clear this out a little bit more evenly. It's not doing it, but it's fine. It is what it is, and when the time comes when I've hit sidewall, I'll kind of repress it again and move it, but very happy with this movement. I think maybe I will see some more progress with this blush because it's definitely very summery. Very bright, very orange. I've been kind of toning it down for winter. So maybe I will see some more movement on this blush over this highlight, but very much like this, and I'm happy it's in here. I'm happy that I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of that product for sure. Now these powder products, the reason why I'm considering taking them out of my project pan is because my goal is to only hit pan on them. And so since that's the only exception to this, the rest of these are to finish up, it seems like the obvious choice to kind of take out of the project. So the first one that I have is my bronzer, which is the Fenty bronzer. I pulled this in December of 2024. I only used this 9 times this past month. It's the only thing I didn't hit my 10 kind of soft goal on, for a total of 61 times since rolling it into this project. Here's what it's looking like. Now, I'm not going to give up on these products. I think that once I hit pan on them, I just won't roll in a new product. I think I'm very close to pan on this. I will definitely hit pan in this bronzer before the blush or the highlight. You can see the ring in here, and I asked in my last update if this has rings or if it's just like a flat pan, because I thought it was a flat pan. But someone commented and told me that it does have 1 ring, so thank you to that person. I'm seeing the ring. I don't know if I'll hit it next month, but maybe the month after I'll hit pan. And then I think I'll just kind of keep rotating in my bronzer, blush, and highlight through Shop My Stash, because I do also do that series, and that's more of like a rotating project. And kind of focus in on my powder products that way versus having them in this project. But yeah, really happy with this progress, and we're moving along quite nicely. The one we're not moving along quite nicely, the one where might be in here for a while if I'm trying to roll this out, is my Pat McGrath blush. I rolled this in October of 2024, used it 11 times this past month. It's in the shade Nude Venus, and I've used it 85 times since rolling into this project. You can still see the embossing. I mean, when you compare it to the before photos, there's definitely been movement on this blush, but it's so hard pressed. I mean, it is going to take me a while to hit pan. If I hit pan in the bronzer and the highlight, I might just pull this one out and call it quits, because I don't want to be talking about this for 2 years and have to give the disclaimer that I'm trying to pull this out, but once I hit pan, I will. Maybe we'll just cut our losses, because the last blush that I tried to just hit pan on took me over 2 years. So I'm a slow panner. This is hard pressed. I don't know how long it's going to take me. You can still clearly see the imprint. And yeah, I mean, I like this blush. It's a great everyday blush, but man, blushes are hard to pan. They are so hard to pan. When I see someone finish a blush, like the credit, the achievement award, I would make a poster and put it on my wall with a picture of that empty pan if I finished a blush, because I cannot fathom how anyone else finishes a blush. I don't know how it happens. I feel like I'm using my products like, but no. I mean, 2 years to hit pan on a different blush, like it's gonna take me forever. Moving on to highlight, I have my Dior highlight in Hollow Pink. This was a limited edition highlight that kind of went viral. I was able to get my hands on it. I pulled this in February of 2025, just this past year. Used it 11 times as well, just like the blush, for a total of 40 times since rolling it into this project. And we're seeing good progress. I do think I'll hit pan, you know, not soon, but fairly soon. I kind of focus my brush right here. I'm sure you can see that. But this is a really pretty highlight. I'm wearing it today and I quite like this product. I think it's really nice. Have no complaints about it. Will continue to love using it. Just wanted to give this more love because it is a product that I feel like maybe I was coveting and was afraid to use, and I'm trying to get out of that mindset. So that's why I rolled it in. Very happy with this, and it would be my second Dior highlight that I've hit pan in. So that's my progress on my cheek products. And now we kind of get into the miscellaneous a little bit. I do have a setting spray. This is my newest product that I've rolled into my Project Pan. It is the Pixie Vitamin Makeup Mist. I rolled this in last month, so in April. I used it 17 times for a total of 17 times since rolling it into this project. And here is where we're at. I did have some use on this setting spray, which is why I wanted to pull it in. I'm trying to get this category specifically down to maybe 2 or 3 setting sprays, and I just have a lot in backup. The thing is, like, I made an amazing amount of progress. I don't know. I love this setting spray. It's really nice. It smells like oranges. It is just refreshing on the face. I like this so much better than the one that I rolled out before this, which was the Colourpop Pretty Fresh. But the Colourpop Pretty Fresh setting spray, I think that took me 18 months to finish. It was pretty much brand new when I rolled it in. So I'm just surprised that I feel like I used close to half of what was left in 1 month. And I don't feel like I was using it any differently. Now this bottle is more narrow than the Pretty Fresh. It has 2.7 fluid ounces. I don't remember what the Colourpop had, and I've already trashed that component. So I don't know if like this just has less product, but I do really, really enjoy this. Like I would repurchase this. I think it just feels really nice when I put it on the face. I love the mister on this. I would even consider like decanting other setting sprays into this if I didn't like the spray nozzle on this, because it's so fine. It is a really nice facial spray and I quite enjoy having it in here. I'm just a little bit shocked by how much I used in 1 month for 17 uses when the Colourpop seemed to be never ending. I don't know. Next up, we have my eyeliner pencils. So I brought in a black eyeliner, and this should have been a rollout last month, but it wasn't because I didn't realize that the pencil basically fell out of the component, and didn't do that until I went to reach for it. This is my Dior black eyeliner. I rolled this in October of 2023. I used it the one time, and then I realized it just was completely done. So that's what's left. It's so dried out. It just like fell out. I don't even know if you could count the one use. I was trying to make sure that it didn't just break in there, but no, it's done. So this is rolling out. I will be replacing this eyeliner. So I used this the one time, if you can count that, and it came out to a total of 180 even uses to finish this black eyeliner. So proud of myself. The very first black eyeliner that I finished. I'm so happy about it. I just want to show you my progress marks in my notebook. There was no movement from March because, like I said, I only used it the one time. But this, I put it right here. So this is where I started back in October of 2023, and that's where we're finishing. So happy. I am so happy. So we will talk about what I'm going to replace this eyeliner with in a little bit. First, I want to talk about my other kind of liner stick product. It's my lip liner. This is the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in Dolce K. I rolled this in July of 2024, used it 15 times for a total of 138 uses since rolling it in. This is making decent progress, but I have to say, like, I did think that it was going to be finished a little bit quicker. I was able to make a new line marking though. So here is where I'm at. I'm sorry that my notebook's so dirty, but usually I have makeup on my hands when I'm counting all my tallies and stuff like that. So, you know, we're making good progress, but I was hoping it was going to be done a little bit quicker than this. That's okay. I have plenty of lip liners to go through. I don't necessarily want to really have this category be really low, but it would be nice to just not have so many repeat nude shades because that's really what I have. The bane of my existence, my lipstick. I appreciate everyone in the comments rooting for me on this lipstick. It is the Buxom Power Plump Lip Glow in Glowing. It is a fat, chubby lipstick. I don't know what I was thinking. I rolled this in April of 2023. I used it 15 times this past month for a total of 232 uses since rolling it in. Here's where we're at. And I don't know if you can see, but the plastic takes up about half of that. I am so close. I'm determined this will be empty by next update. I promise you, because I am actually going to be going on a volunteer trip for a month. I've been going to a dog rescue in Spain, Galgos del Sol. I've talked about it extensively on my channel. It's one of my passions. I spent over 3 months there last year volunteering, and so I'm going there soon to spend a month there, and I really only want to bring products I'm actually going to use because the past few times that I've gone, I've brought way too much thinking that I'm going to spend the time putting my makeup on. I'm not. So my numbers might be a little rough next month. I'm going to try my best. I make no promises. I'm not bringing any other options. Like, this is the bronzer that I will be using, but this will also be the lipstick that I'm using. I am only going to bring this one. I might bring like a chapstick or some kind of hydrating lip product, but I am determined that this will be an empty next month, and there's really not a lot left. There really isn't. 15 times is decent. I could have used it more. I mean, this was practically brand new when I started. That's how far I've gotten into it. I don't love this. Sometimes it looks nice on the lips and sometimes it just looks thick. I don't know what it is. I can't figure out what the deal is with this lip product, but yeah, I don't know. See, even now, like maybe it's when I layer it, but now it just kind of looks like thick and heavy on my lips. Don't love it. So I'm gonna get this out. I've come too far to not finish this. One more product, and then we'll talk about my roll-in. It is my fragrance. I brought in the Clinique Happy fragrance. I rolled this in March of 2025. I used this 27 times this last month for a total of 55 times since rolling it in. And here is my progress marks. So it's practically brand new, and I rolled it in. Then I have 1 month, and I have even better progress this month. I say 27 uses. I may have used it more than that, because sometimes I just walk in here and like spritz myself. Like, is that a use? I already put it on today. So I don't know. It's about-ish that much. I think I have 2, maybe 3 months left with this. Just trying to focus in on some fragrances. I specifically picked this one out because I like the scent, but I don't love the bottle. Like, I don't think the bottle's special. I like collecting fragrance bottles, as you can see, but this one wasn't special enough to display, and it was kind of just taking up space. So I would like to just get this out, and I'm making really good progress on it. It's a nice summer scent. I have nothing bad to say about the fragrance, just would like to lower my numbers. Now, let's get into my roll-in. Only have one. I think next month, I mean, for sure we're gonna have that lipstick roll-in, but I'm kind of hoping we'll have 2 roll-ins next month. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay. So I'm going to replace my eyeliner with another eyeliner. I was really thinking I was going to bring in another black eyeliner because I need to get through my black eyeliners, and black eyeliner is not something that I used to not gravitate towards really, but I decided to pull in this brown, and I'm happy with that choice. So this is the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in Mr. Bing. This must be like way old packaging. I have no idea how old this is in my collection, but I would venture to say it's quite old. I do have good progress on this. I am wearing this today. Once I knew I was going to roll out that Dior eyeliner, I picked out a new eyeliner. I've been using this in the background, but I haven't been counting my tracked uses. I only want to count it once it's in this project. But here's all that I have left of this brown eyeliner. And I chose brown because we are going into warmer months. I think it's a little bit softer. I will like it more during summer. I have been liking it more with the warmer weather. So I'm very happy using the brown. And then I think once I finish this, which I don't think it'll take me that long because I think it's about halfway done. It's hard to tell like how far down this goes, but I mean, if it's as far as just this color part here, it definitely is like halfway. So I used to use this all the time. I really liked it. It is a little bit dry, and that's why I would like to get it out. I have other brown eyeliners in my collection, but this is kind of where we're starting right here. Here's the bottom of the pencil, and then the top. I don't want to roll it up and show you because I almost broke it putting it against this piece of paper, but that's where we're at. I will be tracking the line markings on this, and we'll see how long it takes for me to finish half an eyeliner. I don't know. Very excited to use this though and have another eyeliner out of my collection. That would be really great because eyeliner is a category. Like, I rolled this eyeliner in October of 2023. So again, like 18 months to finish one black eyeliner that I used 180 times, not every day, but in those 18 months, I used it at least, at least a third of the time. Yeah, I mean, I need to get eyeliners out of my collection. That's where we're at. Okay, that's my update for Project Pan. I love to know down below if you are doing a Project Pan or what projects you're doing. I love watching Project Pans. That's why I'm doing Project Pan. I like to do the videos that I like to watch. So let me know if you're doing Project Pan down below so I can follow along, root for you. But this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.